Grand Old Partisan celebrates more than 16 decades of Republican heroes and heroics. Today, I note that on April 17, 2012, Human Events published my article, Republicans Passed the First Civil Rights Act in 1866. Unfortunately for me, editors published it in their own name and later transferred it to another website. Nonetheless, here it is. Quote, "Thanks to Republicans beginning to appreciate the heritage of our grand old party, it has become better known that Republicans in Congress supported the 1964 Civil Rights Act much more than did the Democrats. Indeed, the legislator most responsible for breaking the Democrat filibuster was a Republican senator, Everett Dirksen. And now the question that should be before us: how did that landmark legislation come to be? The answer to that is a source of pride for all Republicans today. The origin of the 1964 Civil Rights Act can be traced back to the Reconstruction era. That was when the Republican Party enacted the first Civil Rights Act ever, the 1866 Civil Rights Act. Never heard of it? Democrat history professors would rather you didn't. With that law, Republicans took a big step toward making Abraham Lincoln's vision for a new birth of freedom a reality. Skipping ahead several paragraphs, quote, 9 decades would pass before the Republican Party was able to enact further civil rights legislation. President Dwight Eisenhower signed into law the 1957 Civil Rights Act, whose author was a former chairman of the Republican National Committee. Enforcement was improved by the GOP's 1960 Civil Rights Act. 3 years later, Republican congressmen introduced a bill guaranteeing equal access to public accommodations. The Kennedy administration countered with a weaker version of this bill, which then became the basis for the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Sadly, it was Democrat defiance of the civil rights movement that had postponed so much progress from 1866 until 1964. Back to basics for the Republican Party is my civil rights history of the GOP. To quote the book, "The more we Republicans know about the history of our party, the more the Democrats will worry about the future of theirs." For more information, see grandoldpartisan.com.